Good morning, children. In our previous class, we were discussing about the examples of neutralization reaction. I already explained you that what is neutralization reaction? It is a type of reaction in which acids and base combine to form salt and water. And we already discussed many of the examples related to the neutralization reaction, that how sodium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid, that is acid and base reacts to form salt, that is sodium chloride, and water, and many more examples we discussed about. Now in this class, children, we will discuss about how the salt is named, that is naming of salts. We will discuss about naming of salts. Now children, before proceeding, first of all we will know what are cations and anions. Okay, first of all we will know about what are cations and anions. Suppose that we are taking just an example of sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH. Sodium is having here positive charge and hydroxide ion, it is having negative charge. Okay, so the ions which is having positive charge, the ions which is having positive charge are known as cation. Okay, and the ions which is having negative charges, it is known as anion. Okay, clear to this? Now, what are cations and anions? The ions with a positive charge are called cations, whereas the ions with a negative charge are known as anions. Many of the examples are there, that is potassium, it is having positive charge. Then hydrogen, it is having positive charge. Then calcium, it is having positive charge, two positive charges on it. So these are the cations. Okay, and chloride, bromide, iodide, all these are having negative charges on them, you see, so they are known as anion. Now it will be easy for you to understand the naming of salts after knowing the cations and anions. And children, many of the other qualities or properties, you can say, we will learn about cations and anions in our senior classes. Okay, in your higher class you will be able to understand what are cations and anions in depth. Okay, now how is the salt named, that is naming of salts. Children, the name of salt starts with the name of cation and then it is followed by the name of anions. In first case, okay, in first case it starts from the name of cation. It starts from the name of cations and it is followed by the name of anions. For example, you say that I am taking sodium chloride. Okay, NaCl I am taking. Then just now I discussed that it is started with the name of cations and then it is followed by the name of anions. So cation is what here? Sodium, and anion is chloride. So the name will be sodium chloride in first case. It will start from cations and then it will be followed by anions. In second case, what happens? you can say in second case, it is also named by the name of anion. Suppose that, so again we are taking the example of sodium chloride itself. It will be easy for you to understand. You can name this chloride salt also. So what is chloride? It is anion. So it can be named as chloride salt. And in first case, sodium chloride, isn't it? Sodium chloride. That is first the name of cations, which is followed by anions. And in second case, it can be named as by the name of anion. That is, here anion is chlorine. So you can say that chloride salt is here. It can be named as chloride salt. Okay. Now, it can also be named on the basis of the cation's name. That is, again sodium chloride is here, NaCl. So it can be named as sodium salt also. So it can be named as sodium salt also. So here we can see that sodium is the cation and the chloride is the anion. So it can be named as sodium chloride in first case. Second case, it can be named by the name of the anions, that is chloride salt, or it can be named only by the name of cations, that is sodium salt. Sodium salt. Now this is clear to everyone. Now again we can see that the second point, that salt can be named only by the name of cation. Here sodium is the cation, so it can be named as sodium salt. And again in the last case, that is salt can be named according to the name of the anion. So here it is chloride salt. Now salt of different acids. We will discuss about salts of different acids. Salts of different acids. Salts of different acids. Now children, sulfuric acid always produces salt that end in sulfate ion, and it contains the sulfate ion. Example, you can see here. For example, salt of sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4. Salt of sulfuric acid, it is known as sulfate. It is known as sulfate, that is SO4 minus, sulfate. And the salt of hydrochloric acid, it is the salt of hydrochloric acid always produces salts that ends in chloride, and it contains the chloride ion. For example, you see that I am talking about salt of hydrochloric acid. It is always known as chloride salt. It is always known as chloride. Okay, and it can be denoted as Cl minus, chloride salt. Salt of hydrochloric acid is known as chloride salt. Then nitric acid. Nitric acid always forms a salt that ends in nitrate, as it contains nitrate ion. For example, you see, for example, nitric acid, that is HNO3, it produces salt of nitric acid. It produces salt which is known as nitrate salt. It is known as nitrate salt and it is denoted by NO3 minus. Now another example, first, second, third. Sulfurous acid. What is the formula of sulfurous acid? It is H2SO3. Sulfurous acid is H2SO3. It always produces salt that ends in sulfite and it contains the sulfite ion. For example, salt of sulfurous acid, that is H2SO3. It produces salt which is known as sulfite. And it is, the symbol is SO3 minus. It is sulfite. Now another example, that is carbonic acid. Carbonic acid. What is the formula of carbonic acid? It is H2CO3. Carbonic acid, it produces salt which is known as carbonate, that is CO3 minus. It produces salt which is known as carbonate. Carbonic acid, when combines with base, then it produces salt which is known as carbonate and the formula is CO3 minus. Then fifth is this one, that is carbonic acid, and sixth is acetic acid. Acetic acid. Acetic acid. What is the formula of acetic acid? CH3COOH. So you have to learn this, children. Each and every formula of the acids you have to learn. Carbonic acid always produces salt that ends in carbonate as it contains the carbonate ion. So examples of salt of acetic acid, it produces acetate. It produces salt which is known as acetate and it is denoted by CH3COO minus. So children, these are the examples how to name the acids. How to name the salts. That is the salt which is formed by sulfuric acid. Salt which is formed by sulfuric acid is known as sulfate. Salt which is formed by hydrochloric acid is known as chloride salt. Salt which is formed by nitric acid, it is known as nitrate salt. Salt which is formed by sulfurous acid is known as sulfite salt. Then salt which is formed by carbonic acid, it is known as carbonate, and which is formed by acetic acid is known as acetate salt. Okay, now children, we will know about the properties of salt now. What are the different properties of salts? Children, you know very well that salts are formed by the combination of acid and base. Acids and base combines to form salt and water, which we already discussed in our previous class. Salt plus water. Now, what are the different properties of salts? First one is that salts are formed by the reaction of acid with base, and generally they are known as neutral chemical compound because it is formed by neutralization reaction. But all the salts are not neutral. All the salts are not neutral. Okay. Now we will learn more about salts, that what are acidic salt, basic salt, all these things. Okay. So this is the first property, that is salt is formed by the combination of acids and base, and they are generally neutral chemical compound. The most common salt is sodium chloride, NaCl. It is also known as table salt. It is also known as table salt. This salt is edible salt which we supposed to use. Okay. This is also known as table salt. Now, the third property, or you can say second only. Second property of the salt is it is readily soluble in water. It is readily soluble in water. Like potassium salt, you can say, ammonium salt, NH4OH, all these salts, or you can say sodium salt, all these salts are readily soluble in water. Now the third property of salt is salts do not conduct electricity. It do not conduct electricity in its solid state. Do not conduct electricity in its solid state. But however, in molten state it can conduct electricity. Okay, in the molten state it can conduct electricity. Then another property of salt is it is generally brittle, hard and crystalline solid, found in crystal form. Okay. Then fifth property of salt is it may be transparent or opaque. It may be transparent or opaque. You know what is transparent and opaque? In previous class you have already learnt. Then it can be, the sixth property is that it can be colorless or colored also. It can be colorless or colored also. Now children, just now I told you that the salt is unable to conduct electricity in its solid state, but in molten state it can conduct electricity. It conducts electricity in its molten state. So we will perform an activity to know the same. Okay. We will perform an activity to show that salt solution, that is solution in what? Solution in water, can conduct electricity. To show that salt solution conducts electricity. The things all we need here are, it is very simple activity. Okay, and the things we need here is simply a beaker, then see here, first of all we will take a beaker, and the beaker is half filled with water. Okay, the beaker which is half filled with water. And now salt, that is sodium chloride. Salt, that is sodium chloride, small amount of sodium chloride is dissolved in this water. So here it becomes the solution of salt and water. Okay. Now we have to take 2 graphite electrodes. What we have to take? 2 graphite electrodes, and the electrodes will be simply dipped in this solution. Only you have to dip the 2 electrodes made up of graphite into this solution. It is clear now? And now what we have to do? We have to prepare a circuit. This is an electrical circuit. Here it is an LED bulb of 0 watt. Okay. And it is connected with the connecting wire. Now this is the positive terminal of the battery, and this one is the negative terminal. Here in between a bulb is, LED bulb is connected, and when we supposed to connect the circuit, okay, then we will find that the bulb starts glowing. The bulb here which is attached here, connected here in the circuit, it starts glowing. Then what does it indicate? The glowing of bulb indicates that current passes from the circuit. That's why the bulb is glowing here. It indicates that the salt solution, that is a solution of salt, conducts electricity, which we wanted to prove. So in this way we can prove that the salt solution conducts electricity. Is it clear to everyone, children? Now we will see that what are the different types of salt, that is classification of salt. Salts are classified into 3 groups, that is the acidic salt, basic salt, and neutral salt. Neutral salts. And these classification, children, that is the salts are classified into 3 groups, the acidic salt, basic salt and neutral salt. This classification we will discuss in our next class. Okay, we will study the details of the same in our next class. Now you note down your today's assignment. Your home assignment is you have to write the name of salts. Write the name of salts of different acids. And learn the same and learn also. Okay.